Caution. This week's episode of NXT contains an experience called the Velveteen Dream. It's okay to experience the Velveteen Dream, but while experiencing the Velveteen Dream, it is not advised to operate heavy machinery. This is the NXT review.
I hate how clever that was. But thank you, and welcome to the midweek wrap-up. Before we get into NXT, there is a brand new Lucha Underground trailer, which I'm going to post down in the description.
Link to it.
Extended trailer. Season 4 is coming. We're about a month away, so we're almost there. But we are only talking about NXT this week, where we had some interesting build. We got some new feuds starting, such as Ricochet and the Velveteen Dream. They ended up opening the show. Ricochet talking about how he wanted to make people remember him, and Velveteen, being Velveteen. He's trying to get under the skin of the indie guys, and I'm really excited to see where this feud goes.
Yeah.
We had EC3 defeating Raul Mendoza, and then talking about how he wanted to turn this place into NX3. Danny Burch and Oni Lorcan recruited Pete Dunne, and they will in fact have a 6-man tag team match against the Undisputed Era next week. Dakota Kai defeated Vanessa Bourne, but was then came face to face with Shayna Baszler, who then put Vanessa Bourne to sleep, and then Shayna caught up to Dakota in the back and told her to do something. She wouldn't, because she's still terrified.
And then what really confused me is Shayna walked back through the place where she came from, which would have been like back to gorilla position.
Yeah.
That part confused me a little bit.
She probably did that and went, shit, I gotta stand here now. War Raiders defeated Heavy Machinery with Fallout on Tucker Knight. The Street Profits are training to become potential tag team champions. And in the main event, through a fight, Tommaso Ciampa defeated Cassius Ohno. And then ruined Cassius Ohno.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you like about NXT this week?
Velveteen Dream promo.
Of course.
It's awesome. That's all I gotta say.
Is it?
Pretty much.
I mean, it was an experience. I guess it does kind of speak for itself.
Absolutely.
That's fair. I'm intrigued. I'm liking the way. Well, I'm liking the way this is going. I mean, I was super stoked when Ricochet got signed, and we've seen Velveteen Dream only get better with time.
Yeah. And
I can only imagine, the things he's done with people who aren't as quick as Ricochet. The fact that Velveteen is a good base, but also a fast guy, he's going to be a perfect opponent for Ricochet.
Yeah. No doubt.
I still really like the Shayna-Dakota dynamic that we have going on. Dakota with, a really good win over Vanessa Bourne with that, what do we call it, the Kiwi Cracker?
Yeah.
Her float over backbreaker thing was really cool, and then she was she had this high moment, and then all of a sudden she just came crashing down as soon as Shayna came out. And I'm very, very curious where this goes, just because I've never seen someone legitimately terrified of someone before, except maybe James Ellsworth with Braun Strowman. But, to have it on a dynamic where this person is literally traumatized by Shayna Baszler is a really cool storyline. So, I like where that's going. What did you love?
Tommaso Ciampa.
Yeah.
His give no fucks attitude.
Yeah.
Is really, we mentioned it during the match with Gargano at TakeOver.
Right.
And, the build and the post afterward stuff and the attack on Gargano last week or 2 weeks ago, whatever it was.
2 weeks ago, yeah.
The fact that, nothing the crowd does or says affects him in any way, shape, or form. And he almost seems to relish in the fact that people hate him.
Yeah. The fact that he's taken to it so much that that's his theme music.
Pretty much.
Is... I mean, that's a whole nother level of not giving a fuck.
Yeah, it's cool because a lot of times a heel is clever, cuts promos, is intense, is dominating, is emasculating, and eventually it actually gets over with the fans. Mm-hmm. You see a lot of heels get super popular.
Oh, yeah.
Like Kevin Owens, for instance.
Absolutely.
Bray Wyatt. Tommaso Ciampa has managed, though, somehow to keep himself directly in the hot zone where a heel needs to be great in the ring and still have the fans shit all over you.
Yeah, and I think it's a real plus because, not to say that the fans don't appreciate what Tommaso does, but to have someone as sympathetic and just as fantastic in the ring as Johnny Gargano being the opposition, it's perfect. It's the perfect way to keep the heel the heel.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to have a majority of the crowd go, Johnny's good, but I really want to see Tommaso win. You're still going to get a few of those people, but Johnny's just so good at what he does that he's going to stay the babyface regardless of what happens through the storyline. And yeah, it's fun to watch, and it's probably the closest thing people have. I think anyone has to real like wrestling heat.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't happen often nowadays. And so, yeah, Tommaso's done a great job of keeping it that way. On the same type of storyline, I love Mauro Ranallo.
Yeah.
Because that guy actually makes me feel like he fucking hates Tommaso. It's so good. Like, you don't get enough of real emotion out of commentary nowadays. Everything just seems so force-fed. But Mauro is the best at keeping some sort of emotion. Even though he's supposed to be impartial because he's a commentator.
Yeah, he's a play-by-play guy.
He is still so good. Like, he makes Tommaso feel even more like a piece of shit. Even though I've already seen him destroy Johnny Gargano on multiple occasions. Yeah. Like, I know Tommaso is a piece of garbage, but Mauro solidifies it. And so to have him commentating a story like this and have him be so emotionally invested makes the storyline even better.
Yeah. To me, I equate him to being, like, the closest thing that we've had in a long time to JR.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because JR was always emotionally invested.
Yeah. JR did such a good job of having that spot in a storyline where he had the line that divided commentary and personal bias.
Yeah.
And once you hit that line, there was essentially no coming back from it.
Oh, yeah. And, I always remember his reaction to when Stone Cold sided with Vince at WrestleMania 17. Like, Stone Cold being one of his best friends, and he was just, he could not believe what he was seeing, and he was just, he had that background with Vince, of Vince always being an asshole to him, and to see his best friend join him. Yeah, JR was so good, and yeah, absolutely, Mauro is a great, like, new age JR, and he's a great addition to any commentator's table he's on. Did you dislike anything? Because I really didn't.
No, I mean, I could get really, really nitpicky or really, really, like, personal preference-y.
Right.
Like, I'm not a huge fan of the light gray and blue color scheme that the War Raiders have going on.
Yeah, their colors changed a lot through ROH too. Like,
yeah, it just, to me, it's just a weird color scheme. At the same time, I appreciate it because it's kind of a color scheme no one else is doing.
Yeah, it's one, because I think what they really go for, I think, for the fact, especially with how into Viking culture Rowe is, he's just kind of going with different, like, banner type colors.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm interested to see if they end up changing it once this set of tapings is done. Because they did change it fairly often in ROH. Yeah. So, Yeah, I guess it is a little bit of a contrast to.
And then that's the one reason why I appreciate it is just because so many people do like the red and the black and the white and the like. AJ is really one of the only guys that ever does blue, but he does like a dark blue.
Yeah.
And this is kind of like a medium blue and light gray.
Yeah. Yeah. Keeping it interesting, we'll say. Yeah. No, I really didn't dislike anything on this at all. I think maybe the Street Profits thing was a little unnecessary, but I think that's one thing that I really appreciate about NXT is that, hey, this person or this team doesn't have a match this week, but hey, here's a little video package or a quick promo to throw in. I thought that's something that I liked about SmackDown last night is neither AJ or Shinsuke had a match, but they both had a promo to keep them on TV, but didn't take away in-ring time, didn't do an in-ring promo, and take away from anyone that was wrestling.
Yeah.
And so to have these little video package to keep someone relevant when they don't have a match this week is really good. And, whether it's, we had an Aleister Black just kind of compilation video earlier in the show. Like, stuff like that's cool. Like, hey, here's your champion. Here's a team that's coming up. Little things like that keeps the show interesting, and it doesn't seem like it bogs anything down or takes away from anybody.
There's going to be some cool stuff next week, too.
Yeah. I'm excited for the 6-man tag.
Oh, that's going to be killer.
I mean,
regardless of how the rest of the show goes.
Yeah. And then, I mean, NXT, we say it all the time, does a great job of keeping us not only interested in what's happening, but making us excited for what's coming next week.
Yeah.
Every single time. And with the storylines that are being built now, the storylines that are continuing, it's all going to be good. And are we getting? When's the next takeover? Is it going to be?
It's the night before Money in the Bank.
Is it? Yeah. Oh, nice, cool.
Takeover Chicago.
Nice. Okay.
It's the anniversary and same location of the end of DIY.
Oh shit. Well, that'll be the story.
Which is like a lot of people were really confused, like why it was the Tommaso and Gargano storyline continuing after their big blow-off match.
Makes
a lot of
sense.
people thinking like, oh, well, they're going to go back to Chicago where DIY ended.
And officially end it there.
Probably.
Good way to go. Well, with that being said, that is it for Week 198. That is it for the midweek wrap-up. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Click those links down below.
There are a lot of social media links.
There's also a podcast link.
That's what it says SoundCloud.
You get this review and all of our regular reviews in podcast form, and there's also a Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's reasonable with a W.
Like wrestling, where we have The List with Kevin Hart.
That's me.
We got Question of the Week with Thomas Wolf. Not a new one this week because he's still lost in time somewhere. But there will be...
I got another text from him.
Did you?
4-digit number this time.
You went from 18 to 4?
Yep.
What? That makes no sense. Time.
He was texting me from a rotary phone. Yeah.
Anyway, you can check out that video. There's unboxing, punishment, and other videos that are loosely based around wrestling. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
Except for me. I'm taking next week off.
Yeah, I'll be by myself, so...
Keep watching.
Have a good vacation.
Yeah. Keep watching. Keep him company.
Yeah. I'm going to be all alone next week. Unless Thomas shows up.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Anyway. Thanks for watching. What?
Fuck Modus.